You've conquered the battlefield and answered the call of duty, but nothing can prepare you for Dust 514. As a unique tie-in to the infamously complex MMO EVE Online, this is an online shooter that requires as much planning and strategic thinking as it does an itchy trigger finger. To help you survive Dust 514 Bootcamp, here's our handy beginner's guide. If you're new to the series, chances are you'll be wondering how Dust 514 ties into the expansive universe of EVE Online. Originally released in 2003, EVE features a massive and ever-evolving, persistent world in which players can explore and shape an entire galaxy. Combat in Dust 514 takes place within the same universe, and players are united to the same servers in which both EVE and Dust players can communicate. Best of all, EVE players can hire Dust players to fight for planetary control, or even make an impact on the battlefield by striking from above with orbital bombardments. With such a large universe, taking your first steps in Dust 514 can be overwhelming, yet Dust is designed to be enjoyed by both newbies and EVE veterans. After creating a Dust account, you'll get the chance to design your very own intergalactic avatar. Here, you can pick such options as race and bloodline. If you're unfamiliar with the EVE universe, thankfully these options are largely cosmetic. Race alters your starting equipment, but doesn't restrict you to specific weapons or skills. While Dust allows players to create up to 3 different avatars, only one can be selected to passively continue collecting points even while you're offline. Once you've crafted a fighter, you'll be introduced to your very own lodgings. While you may be itching to jump right into battle, many of your most critical choices will be made here. Yes, this is a shooter in which complex menu navigation is more important than shooting big guns, and learning the ins and outs of the z-o-o-m guide is essential. Opening up the menu, you'll be presented with a range of options from initiating battles to social interaction. The most crucial elements you'll want to become familiar with early on are character, fittings, and market. It's within these that you'll shape your character, build custom loadouts, and purchase new weaponry. The z-o-o-m can be confusing, and it's important that you spend time familiarizing yourself with it. As you start out, you'll have access to basic militia equipment, but to truly emerge victorious on the battlefield, you'll need better guns, drop suits, and tools. However, unlocking equipment also requires upgrading your abilities through branching skill trees. Knowing what skills to spend your valuable ISK and SP on can be tricky, and early on in Dust 514, it's best to hoard points and stick to the free militia equipment. Once you've got a sense of your favorite weapons and skills, you can find out what you'll need to focus on by taking a detailed look at item specifications in the market. While many of Dust's complexities are resigned to the z-o-o-m, there's plenty of tactics that can be employed on the battlefield. The various maps of Dust 514 are treacherous for lone wolves, and joining an in-game squad will give you valuable support. Maps are also scattered with controllable cannons, turrets, and supply depots. Hacking these not only gives your team an immeasurable edge, but you'll earn more skill points. The maps of Dust 514 are also large, and getting around by foot isn't always the best approach. Simply tap right on the D-pad to summon yourself a handy LAV vehicle. Dust 514 is markedly different to any other online shooter, and with this comes a steep learning curve that only rewards players willing to step up to the challenge. Whilst learning the ins and outs of this complex shooter can only come with time and patience, these valuable tips will help you conquer your first few hours on the battlefields of New Eden.